Let's begin. Today's July 2nd, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 5 criteria cards. Criteria card 7, 10, 13, 18, and 21. And the puzzle uses the green verification cards. The code above is your way to get more details on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 5 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. And on the bottom row, we've got criteria card D and criteria card E. Criteria card A looks at that last digit, the circle digit, and the Turing machine will let us know whether that value is an even digit or an odd digit. Criteria card B looks at our 3-digit solution, and the Turing machine will let us know how many of those digits are 4. Are there no 4s? Is there a single 4? Perhaps there could be 2 4s, or even all 3 are 4. Criteria card C looks at the middle and last digit and compares them. So should the square digit be less than circle? Should they be equal? Or should the square digit be greater than circle? Criteria card D looks at the 3 digits, triangle, square, and circle, and will add the digits together to get a sum, and the Turing machine will let us know whether the sum should be an even quantity or an odd quantity. And finally, criteria card E again looks at our 3-digit solution and will let us know a little bit about the structure of the solution. Specifically, if there's a pair, as in the example 131, that 1 is duplicated, or alternatively, there is no pair, and you can have 2 different scenarios. Either all digits are the same, as in the example 222, or all digits are different, as in the example 134. And remember, the objective of the puzzle is to find this unique 3-digit solution that abide by all 5 criteria cards. And we're going to begin with our initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I want to test is I want to find out whether that last digit, the circle digit, is even or odd. So let's go ahead and test criteria card A. Okay, so the Turing machine responds that it does not approve of what I have for circle. I did choose a 4, an even 4. So basically the Turing machine is telling me that no, it shouldn't be even. It should in fact be odd. So I'm going to type that up in section A, that circle is an odd digit. And since it is odd, I can actually cross out all of the even values. So circle cannot be 2, nor can it be 4. Okay. Next, I think what I'll do is I'm going to test criteria card E. Okay, so again, the Turing machine does not approve of my proposal. Notice I do have 314. They are all unique, no pair, but the Turing machine says, nope, that is not correct. So in fact, there should be a pair. So let me go ahead and type that up in for section E, that there is a pair. Okay, so at this point, we don't know if the pair could be this odd, or, it could be, the other values. But we do know that there's a pair so far. And so let's go ahead and test criteria card D. I want to see if what the sum might be. Okay, so in this case, the Turing machine does approve. So notice that if I take a look at my initial proposal of 314, let me add up the digits. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8. The Turing machine does approve of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type up that the sum of the 3 digits, triangle plus square plus circle, should again be an even quantity. So triangle plus square plus circle should again be an even quantity. So what that tells us is that, remember, we do have a pair based on criteria card E, and because the sum is even, that means that in order to achieve a total sum of even, I do have this one odd. So that odd needs to be paired up, because the sum of two odds does give us an even, and therefore the third digit must be an even so that the overall sum remains even. So what I'm going to say here is that there is a pair, and I'm going to add of odd digits and I'll write it in the second line, and a single even digit. And so that should achieve the overall sum to remain even. And an even digit. Okay, so now we've already concluded this round. We did get our 3 Turing tests in, and so now we're going into the phase where we're going to discuss and try to construct a good second round proposal. So at this point, we weren't really able to cross out anything for triangle and square. We just know that one of them has to be odd to pair up with circle, and then the other one would have to be even. And so the good thing about that is, if you notice criteria card B, testing how many 4s, well, at this stage we know that obviously there can't be 3 of them. There can't even be 2 of them, because it's the odd that's paired up. So either the 4 is there or it's not. So that's good, because that's a 50-50 opportunity. Now, if we take a look at criteria card C, where you're comparing square and circle, well, we do have that equal. And so that would be the opportunity to get in our odds. But if that were the case, I don't see anything that would indicate, if again square is the odd and it's paired up with circle, I don't see how triangle is either a 2, well, I guess it would be a 4, I guess, if it's there. Yeah, if it's there, it would be 4. If it's not, it would be 2. So okay, so we established that triangle is the even, but if it is equal, then which odd is it? 1, 1, 3, 3, or 5, 5? I don't see any criteria card that would help us establish which pair of odds should be there. So in fact, I don't believe that criteria card C would give us an equal. So in fact, I believe that triangle will be the odd, and the circle, the circle and square, the square is going to be even and the circle is going to be odd. So again, depending on whether there's a 2 or a 4, that's going to help us establish what the circle is, and then forcing the triangle to be that same odd value. So let's think about this. So square is again even, and say there is no 4, there's a 2. So we do have this comparison, and so I don't think it would be greater than 2, because then again, how do you choose between 3 and 5? So it would have to be less than, so it would be either 1, 2, 1. Is that right? 1, 2, 1. And if there's a 4, then it would have to be 5, 4, 5. But I don't, let's see. Yeah, I think it would have to be 1, 2, 1 or 5, 4, 5. And again, depending on whether the even is there or not, I think that would be able to figure out what the odds are. And I think this may be an opportunity to be able to do only 4 total Turing tests. I think we only really have to test whether the 4 is there or not. So in this case, I'm going to go with 545 since that's what I believe would work. So let's go ahead and type in 545. And again, I'm thinking that I only have to test criteria card B. So let's see if I got that right. I did not. So in fact, there is no 4, so there should be a 2. So that's what I'm going to type in my notes for section B, that there is a single 2-digit. And again, I'm sort of deducing that it must be square, and so I'm thinking it's going to be a 2 for square, so it can't be 3, 4, 5. And because I don't believe it can be excuse me, it can be greater than 2, because again, I don't know that circle is greater than 2. I don't know how I would pick 3, 3 or 5, 5. So in fact, I would deduce that in fact square has to be greater than circle. So let me go ahead and type that up in my notes. I'm going to deduce that, again, square is greater than circle, whereby that would then force circle to be the 1. And so I then am proposing that the solution should indeed be 1, 2, 1. So let me go ahead, I'm going to cross out all of these triangles, and then let me cross out similarly everything else for circle down here. And so I have 1, 2, 1. And so again, the reason I did that was I just saw no way where, based on, again, whether there's a 2 or 4, it had to be either 1, 2, 1 or 5, 4, 5. So let's go ahead, and again, I did deduce that square needs to be greater, forcing the circle to be 1 and the triangle matching it. All right, so let's go to turingmachine.info and verify our solution of 1, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 1. Let's verify. All right, fantastic. So I think our logic paid off. We didn't have to make that test for C. And so I feel confident that yes, we did beat the Turing machine. So in this case, we didn't test C, and in the first round we tested A, D, E, and of course B in the second round, and D was the only correct one. So let's type that up for A, D, E. So A is wrong, D was correct, E was wrong, and in the second round we skipped C, and we also got B wrong. So how do we do? Wow, fantastic. So yeah, I was anticipating that we'd beat the Turing machine, but again, out of only 5 criteria cards, we only needed to test the 4. And so I think some of our kind of logical deductions really paid off in order to beat the Turing machine today in today's puzzle by 2 questions. Well, if you saw anything that you'd like to share in our comments, please do. And if you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. so that others can find this channel. And if you don't want to miss any future videos and be notified of when the next one becomes available, make sure to hit subscribe to be notified. Well, until next time, have a great one.